Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Today is Thursday. It's July 1st. It's the second half of the year, 2021. The year's going fast. Well, I think it's going fast. So just checking my Facebook, make sure I am going live, and there I am. So today, I was pulling up some notes and some different things. What experience are you creating for your customer? Are you creating a world-class experience for your customer? So a couple thoughts. I pulled up this note of a class that I took about having making a great customer experience and keeping customers, and the time and money it takes to get a client and how fast you could lose them. And I actually found some things in here that I'm glad I pulled this up, because there's things that it's reminding me. And one was about a book that I should have read, and I just ordered it because it's not on audiobooks. So I'm jumping in right to the end of what I was going to say. Is there's a book that I'm going to be reading. It's called Raving Fans. Raving Fans. So look that up. It's on Amazon. I ordered it off of Amazon. It's not on. I looked on books on iTunes, and it wasn't there for audio or anything like that. So I ordered the book. I'm going to read it because it's got a lot of great reviews about how to create a world-class experience. But some things to think about is, what systems and tools, technology are you using to create a great customer experience with your clients? Now, you have to sit down and think, what you like, what you don't like, what you've experienced. You got to keep on asking your clients, if they want anything more from you. But world class is giving people an experience that they never even asked for or wanted. Most agents, I feel, even the successful ones, because you can still be successful, that the simple stuff, like I answer their questions, I'm available for when they are, I check up on their loan, I check up on this, I do all of those little things, and being accessible, answering questions, being friendly. Now, what are you doing outside that no one else is doing, and only you can answer that question? So things to think about, like, what other experiences have you had in customer service at restaurants, hotels, buying a car? What things have you seen happen to you that you're like, that's over and above? It's over and above. Like little things. Like, I haven't stayed in one of these hotels in a while, but I remember this, and it always stuck with me. DoubleTree hotels. Anybody stayed at a DoubleTree hotel? Anybody watching this? What do you think of when you went to a DoubleTree hotel? If you remember this, comment, text me, something. But what at a DoubleTree hotel, when you check in, they go in the back, right behind you, they this little warmer, and pull out. They ask you what kind of cookies you want, chocolate chip cookies, and they bring you out. And if you're there with your family or whatever, everybody gets at least one, sometimes two, chocolate chip cookies, warm chocolate chip cookies after you check in. And some people go there just for that, but it's an experience that I remember. I mean, I just haven't had the opportunity to stay in a DoubleTree. I remember talking with people that travel for business, and they purposely stay at DoubleTree just for those cookies. Simple things like that. But think of like corporations that actually have a strategy, have a philosophy, have tools, technology, training all over customer service. What you could say is, like, you think of, usually the first three things that I think of, that I've always known and I've seen and I've experienced personally, and I've read about and seen, is, here's the three that come to mind for me. One is Apple, two, Disney, three, Nordstrom's. And I'm sure you could think of a lot of other companies and customer service that give you above and beyond world-class, different than everybody else. Apple, if you've gone into an Apple store lately, it's just so different, the experience, and so much better, in my opinion. So if you've ever been to an Apple store, if you have an Apple, go in an Apple store, and if you ever set up You can set up times you could go there. They'll teach you things one at a time. You could set up times to go get your Apple serviced and fixed. It's just the experience there is much better than any other technology place that I ever had to go to. You go there, you need to buy something. They have people, different with COVID now, but people were, I will say before COVID, walking around, they're all wearing the same shirt. They all have a checkout thing right there, so you don't have to go wait in line to check out. They're like, I want this right now, this. Here's my credit card. Send me an email receipt. I'm out the door. And there's bags everywhere. They don't have to go in the back to get a bag. Every table has bags, so it makes it efficient. That's just an example. Disney, that's if you've never experienced Disney or went to Disney. I know it's a love or hate type of thing, but Disney, the experience you get there, you can't get that experience. There's a reason why people fly and come all across the world to experience, to pay for overpriced everything. Let's throw that in there. Overpriced water, overpriced this, but the experience that they give people that love Disney. Sorry, admit it, I'm a Disney lover. I love Disney. And the experience there. So think of those things. What can you do? What can you do? Have you Uber? Have you gone into Uber and someone's there? I remember going into Uber, not too many lately because of COVID, but before COVID, there's someone has a little thing of water for you, or some gum, or whatever, or a charger to charge your phone. And there's people that drive for Uber trying to make the experience of getting in their car a little bit better than everybody else. So think about those things. What's your philosophy? What's your systems? The systems, like when you have a new customer, what are you doing? When you introduce yourself, when you meet them for the first time, are you giving them something to remind you of? Are you giving them things of value? You could give all of your clients, do you have something of value to give them? Like if they're, example, I'll give you a few examples. One, if someone, you could do the research, you could do the work, and if you are in a specific zone or cities or zip codes or whatever, why don't you find things of value that won't cost you much money at all? Coupons, free things, a list of restaurants and dry cleaners and the schools and whatever, anything about the community. Someone's looking in a specific city. Do you have a book that's personalized by you, welcoming to that city, and hopefully they buy there, or you could give it to them after or before they buy, introducing them to that area and something that they'll keep in their house, in their drawer, with your picture, your information all over it. So they might even leave it on their coffee table. They can open it, like, look, what kind of information's new in the area, what's in the city, what's new, the restaurants, the schools, the dry cleaners, the gyms, the local contractors and painters, and all the things that they need. Encyclopedia of what's going on in that city, created and made by you. That's just one idea that you can give people. When you, I know there's a limit, and I'm not going to go into exactly what that is. Call me, text me, I'll be happy to help you, of how much of a gift you can give people after closing. There's a limit, you could give people. You can't give them thousands of dollars, but you are allowed to give people things of value before they buy. You could actually give people things for leads. You could pay for leads. I have agents that give gift cards, coffee, things to people that, hey, give me a name of someone that might be looking for a house. Give me a name of someone that might be selling their house. You can't give them stuff after closing because that's a kickback. But if it's a lead, just someone that might be buying a house or something like that, you can give them something valuable. It's totally legally fine and ethically fine to do. We do that every day. There's people right now, agents, paying for leads. They're paying Zillow right now to advertise them, send them leads. You're not paying after closing. Now there's referral companies that paying you percentage after closing. That's a different story. But the point I'm getting at, there's things of value experiences and things that you can do to keep your clients happy, keep them showing that you're above and beyond the service of what they want to do. And I'll tell you one little story that one of my first most expensive sales at the time, way back in dinosaur times, 1993, 93, 94. One of my first major homes, and again, that property at the time was, think about $600,000 or $650,000, but again, almost 30 years ago, a little bit more money than it is today. But I had a referral from a referral friend of a friend of and the grandparents were coming in town from California, and the parents were actually a celebrity. I won't mention the name, but if you want, message me, because I don't want this out on YouTube. But it was a celebrity that was coming in town. I found out what this celebrity likes and this and that. This celebrity, their children were living in town, so that's why they were moving back to Cleveland. And I found out through their children that when they're in California, they the traffic and all that, they travel everywhere by limo. They have a limousine. And actually, the house we were buying here, they actually, it's the first time, haven't had this client like this yet. It's like we have to make sure there's a first floor bathroom, so we have a first floor bedroom for our not servant, but someone that's going to housekeeper. That's going to live-in housekeeper, and not a nanny. They didn't have little kids, but a live-in housekeeper that would live with them because they have live-in help in California. So again, the story I'm making is that they had 3 other agents that were showing them houses. Whoever showed them the best house did, but I invested and picked them up in a limousine. So they knew that when I picked them up, some other agents picked them up and whatever. This is back when we would actually meet them at the house or where they were living, pick them up in our car, drive them around. We don't do that as much anymore. Picked them up in a limousine, and they actually thanked me for that. It's like no one else is doing this for us, and we're sitting in the back seat of a normal car into a celebrity, and they were elderly at the time. They were in a different level of celebrityness in California in different time. So I won't go in more detail about that. So the point I'm making is that I went ahead. I did something, looked into what they enjoy doing, what they travel in, how they like. And plus, at the time, I was a brand new agent, had a very tiny little 4-door car that was not that nice. So I didn't want to take them out in that. So that's the other part of the story of why I did it, but I wanted to go above and beyond. So the point being, find things that will separate you from other people. So when those people close on their house and you're asking for referrals and they're telling their friends, their family, their sphere of people, you've got to use Tony because Tony did this, Tony did that, Tony did this, and go, my agent never did any of that. All they did was pick up the phone when I called, answer my questions, drove us to the house, kept me updated every once in a while. They were very nice, but they didn't do that. They didn't get involved in, say, how your kid's doing, knowing their names, knowing their activities. One of the other things, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here. Another shout out to another company. Again, one thing, they're a decent company, but I have 2 Great Danes at home, 2 dogs, and I have an invisible fence that goes around part of my yard for the dogs so they can play in the yard. And when we call invisible fence, we call them, they have a system. They know the dog's name. And when we call them, they go, oh, how can I help you, Mr. or Mrs. whoever? And how can I help you with whatever you need? And they tell them, and then while they're talking, they go, well, how is Harley and Storm doing? How are they doing? And they ask how our dogs are, and they ask by name of what our dogs are. That little thing, I'm like, this woman that we don't know, she's just regular customer service, but they have a system in the tools on their system that they say, you better put their pet's name on there, and you, whoever the customer service person is, answer the phone, better ask those clients How is Storm, how is Harley doing? Again, above and beyond. It's going that those little things remind people that you, even though it's automated, is that even if it's a little bit better than the other people, and I know that, I know it's just a system, I know it's right there on the screen, I know this woman that's picking up the phone is just answering it, but just they cared and set up a system like that to say that. And of course, training the people to sound sincere about it too. That's a whole other thing on that. So that's it. I don't want to go too long today, but think about it. Think about your systems, your strategies, your philosophies, and giving a world-class, above and beyond experience to your buyers, to your sellers, so you're remembered. So when they tell other people going, wow, we have to use that person because I'm just getting regular old customer service over here, and I rather have that world-class service over here at the same price. And they don't even have to pay more. So you're doing things that they're going, I'm paying. So you're not asking, hey, I got to go to Tony, he's going to give us all that, and I got to pay more. Don't even have to do that. You're getting paid. You're the same pay, the same, the better service at the same cost or better than the competition. So you don't even have to price yourself higher. They already know that. So that's it for today. Have a great 1st of July. Hope your day and your month and your second half of the year are starting off great. Remember, use me as a resource. Call, text, email me anytime. I'm happy to set some time aside to help you with whatever you need. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Bye-bye.